Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today we're going to use some of these fence pickets to create some really cool forest Christmas scenes.
I can't wait.
Let's get into it. For these projects, I'm going to be using some of these 6-inch wide, 6-foot long cedar fence pickets. You can pick these up at any big box hardware store, and in my area, they run around $2.80 to $3 a piece. Now just a quick heads up, normally when I buy these, at least in my area, they are soaking wet. So I usually grab a whole stack of them and set them up to dry for a few weeks in my shop before I use them on any projects.
Good to know.
Now I'm disassembling an old project for this, but it is made up of the same fence pickets. I cut my pieces to around 20 to 22 inches long, and then I used a Sharpie to draw on some wonky looking trees. Make sure that you have the sections of the tree well defined because that's important to the design. Then it was over to the bandsaw to cut out the basic shape. To carve the trees, I used a flat sanding disc and my angle grinder. You can pick up these discs at any hardware store. I think I paid around $10 for mine. Now, if you don't have an angle grinder, but you want to do this project, an inexpensive angle grinder will work just fine. This wood is super soft and it doesn't take a lot of power to carve it. I'll leave a link to an inexpensive angle grinder in the description below. I used a carving bit in my Dremel to get into some of the tight spots, and then I lightly sanded it. Then it was time to scorch the surface with a torch and sand it one more time to remove the heavy charring. As you can see, I ended up batching out a bunch of these trees. I mean, we are making a forest scene after all. I used some craft paint, and rather than brushing it on, I rubbed it on, wiping off the excess, treating it more like a stain. That way the wood grain can still be seen. Once they were dry, I used some white to add some flocking. While the trees were drying, I started on the base. Using some more pieces of fence picket cut to a foot long, I glued them together. While I waited on those to dry, I took another piece of fence picket and used some graphite paper to trace on the silhouette of a moose. Then I took my time cutting it out on the scroll saw. See, I don't have to use the laser. I can quit anytime I want. Once the moose was cut out and sanded, I painted it with the dark umber. With the base dry, I followed all the same steps that I did with the trees, minus the scorching. Once I had the base shaped how I wanted it, I painted it white. When all of the paint was dry on all of the pieces, it was time for assembly. I wanted the trees to be flush with the back of the base, so I laid them down and stood the base up against them and attached them using glue and screws. I also put a few screws in the back to secure the trees to each other. Then I attached the moose using glue and some pin nails. After showing it to my wife, she said it needed a little bit of sparkle, so I rummaged up some white paint that had some glitter in it and lightly went over the flocked areas of the trees. I felt like it wasn't quite Christmassy enough, so I found some mini bells and strung them onto some ribbon and put them around the moose's neck. Still not satisfied, I cut a phrase out using the We Create Vision Pro and attached it to the front. Okay, so I used the laser a little. If you don't have a laser, you can buy pre-cut Christmas phrases at most large craft stores. Now it feels Christmassy enough. Alright, our project is finished, and as you can see, I made a second one with a little house. That's what makes this project so great, is you can add all kinds of different decorations, make the trees different sizes, just make it your own. Now this project is not as extensive as you may think. This wood is so soft that that flat sanding disc is able to eat right through it, and I was able to knock out each tree in just a few minutes. Now one regret I do have is I feel like I got a little carried away with the flocking, so it kind of takes away from all the carving, but in the end I think it came out alright. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I've added the moose outline to our star template that's on our website, and I've renamed it Christmas Cutout Bundle. It's still free, so if you'd like the moose outline or the star template, just hit the link below to print off your free copy. A super big thank you to all our Grove members who help support this channel. Keep your eyes out for additional templates during this holiday season that will be added to the member site. What do you think of this project? Should we have added more things, or should we have added less things? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Be safe and have a great day.